Ciao and welcome to our video about our next bucket list destination, Florence. Florence is one of the most beautiful and historic cities in Italy, and it's no surprise that it's a popular destination for tourists from all over the world. In this video, we'll share insider tips to help you prepare for your trip and give you the must-do activities at each destination. So come along with us as we fulfill our travel dreams and check off those bucket list items. Are you ready to join us on this adventure? Let's get started. Florence is a relatively small city, and it's easy to get around on foot. However, if you're planning on visiting some of the outlying areas, or if you're not feeling up to a lot of walking, there are also buses and taxis available. If you're planning on using public transportation, it's a good idea to purchase a Florence card, which gives you access to all of the city's public transportation as well as discounts on many of the city's museums and attractions. Florence has a wide variety of places to stay, from budget-friendly hostels to luxury hotels. If you're looking to save money, consider staying in one of the many bed and breakfasts or vacation rentals in the city. When it comes to food, Florence is known for its delicious Tuscan cuisine. Be sure to try some of the local specialties, such as pasta with wild boar sauce, or a classic Florentine steak. And of course, don't forget to enjoy some gelato and a glass of Chianti while you're here. In terms of things to do, there's no shortage of options in Florence. The city is home to many famous art museums, such as the Uffizi Gallery, the Accademia Gallery, and the Bargello Museum. Be sure to book your tickets in advance, as they can sell out quickly. Other must-see sites include the Duomo, the Ponte Vecchio, and the Palazzo Parco. Keep in mind that Florence can get quite crowded, especially during the peak tourist season. If you want to avoid the crowds, try to visit the city's major attractions early in the morning or later in the evening. The best time to visit Florence is during spring, April-May, and fall, September-October, when the weather is mild and the crowds are thinner. However, summer's months also can be a good time to visit as there are many festivals and events happening. Winter is considered as the low season with fewer crowds but chilly weather. Florence is a city rich in history and culture, and there's no shortage of things to see and do during your visit. Let us show you some must-see sites and activities in the city and give you a few tips to make your vacation more enjoyable. The Basilica di Santa Maria del Fiore, also known as the Duomo. This iconic cathedral is the symbol of Florence, a true architectural masterpiece, and one of the most famous landmarks in the city. The Duomo is open to visitors every day from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. However, it can get very crowded, especially during the peak tourist season, so it's a good idea to visit early in the morning or later in the evening to avoid the crowds. Keep in mind that the last entry is 45 minutes before closing time. One of the most popular activities at the Duomo is climbing to the top of the dome. The climb is quite strenuous, but the view from the top is well worth it. To avoid the long lines, it's a good idea to book your tickets in advance or consider purchasing a Florence card, which gives you priority access to the dome climb. Next, let's talk about the inside of the Duomo. Inside you will find beautiful frescoes, sculptures and other artworks that are well worth seeing. If you're interested in learning more about the art and history of the Duomo, consider taking a guided tour. Many tour companies offer tours in various languages that will give you a more in-depth look at the cathedral. Another tip is to take the time to explore the surrounding areas. The Duomo is located in the heart of Florence, and there are many other sites and attractions nearby that you won't want to miss. For example, you can take a stroll around the Piazza del Duomo and admire the beautiful architecture of the surrounding buildings or walk through the charming streets of the Oltrarno neighborhood. The Galleria degli Uffizi. This famous art museum houses an extensive collection of masterpieces from the Renaissance period, including works by Botticelli, Michelangelo, and Da Vinci. The Uffizi is home to an extensive collection of artworks, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer number of pieces on display. Before your visit, research the artworks you're interested in seeing and make a plan of action so you can make the most of your time. One of the most popular sections of the Uffizi is the Botticelli Room, which houses several of the artist's most famous works, including The Birth of Venus and Primavera. To avoid the crowds, consider visiting this room early in the morning or later in the evening. The Ponte Vecchio. This medieval bridge is lined with shops and is a great place to take a stroll and take in the sights and sounds of the city. The Ponte Vecchio is open to visitors 24/7, so you can visit at any time of the day or night. However, it can get very crowded, especially during the peak tourist season, so it's a good idea to visit early in the morning or later in the evening to avoid the crowds. One of the most popular activities on the Ponte Vecchio is shopping. The bridge is lined with shops selling everything from jewelry to leather goods. To avoid the crowds, it's a good idea to visit the shops early in the morning or later in the evening when it's less busy. Another tip is to take a stroll across the bridge. The Ponte Vecchio offers a unique and beautiful view of the city, and it's a great place to take a leisurely stroll and take in the sights and sounds of Florence. Take time to explore the surrounding areas. The Ponte Vecchio is located in the heart of Florence, and there are many other sites and attractions nearby that you won't want to miss. For example, you can take a stroll along the Arno River and admire the beautiful architecture of the surrounding buildings or walk through the charming streets of the Oltrarno neighborhood. The Palazzo Pitti. This grand palace was once the residence of the Medici family and is now home to several museums, including the Galleria Palatina and the Galleria d'Arte Moderna. One of the most popular sections of the Palazzo Pitti is the Galleria Palatina, which houses an extensive collection of artworks, including masterpieces by Raphael, Titian, and Rubens. To avoid the crowds, consider visiting this room early in the morning or later in the evening. Another tip is to consider taking a guided tour. Guided tours are an excellent way to learn more about the artworks on display, as well as the history and architecture of the Palazzo Pitti. Many tour companies offer tours in various languages and often provide priority access to the museum, allowing you to bypass the line. Take the time to explore the beautiful Boboli Gardens, located behind the palace. These gardens offer a peaceful retreat from the hustle and bustle of the city and are a great place to relax and enjoy the beauty of nature. The Mercado Centrale. This bustling market is a great place to sample local foods and shop for souvenirs. Be sure to try some of the delicious local specialties such as truffles, cheeses, and olive oil. The Mercado Centrale is a popular attraction, and it can get quite crowded, especially during the peak tourist season. Before your visit, research the market and make a plan of action so you can make the most of your time. Another tip is to come with an empty stomach. The Mercado Centrale is a food lover's paradise, and you'll find a wide variety of traditional Tuscan dishes and ingredients. Be sure to come hungry, so you can try as many dishes as possible. One of the most important tips is to be prepared to haggle. The Mercado Centrale is a traditional market, and haggling is a common practice when buying ingredients or souvenirs. Be prepared to negotiate prices and try to get a good deal. Another tip is to consider taking a guided tour. Guided tours are an excellent way to learn more about the history and culture of the market, as well as the local culinary traditions. Many tour companies offer tours in various languages and provide interesting and informative commentary about the market. Try the local food and wine in Florence. Florence is a city known for its delicious cuisine and rich culinary traditions, and trying the local food and wine is a must-do activity for anyone visiting the city. Florence has a wide variety of traditional dishes, and it can be overwhelming to decide what to try. Before your visit, research the local specialties and make a list of the dishes and wines you want to try. Another tip is to go to the local markets. Florence's markets are a great place to find local ingredients and try traditional dishes. The most famous market is Mercado Centrale, where you can find a variety of local products such as fresh fruits, vegetables, meats, cheeses, and wines. One of the most important tips is to try the local wines. Florence is located in the heart of Tuscany, a region known for its wines, such as Chianti, Brunello di Montalcino, and Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. Be sure to try some of these wines while you're in Florence, and pair them with traditional Tuscan dishes such as bistecca alla fiorentina or papa al pomodoro. Another tip is to go to a trattoria or osteria for a traditional meal. These types of restaurants offer traditional Tuscan cuisine, and they're usually run by local families. They're a great place to try authentic dishes and get a sense of the local culinary culture. Be mindful of the etiquette when you're eating out. In Italy, it is usual to take your time while eating and enjoy your meal. Also, tipping is not expected, but rounding up the bill or leaving small change is appreciated. Enjoy the nightlife in Florence. Florence is a city known for its rich history and culture, but it also has a vibrant and exciting nightlife scene. Go to a rooftop bar or terrace for a drink with a view. Florence is a beautiful city, and many of the rooftop bars offer stunning views of the city. Some popular rooftop bars include Terrazza Piazzale Michelangelo, Terrazza Brunelleschi, and Pura Beach Tuscany. Many of the bars and clubs in Florence have a dress code, and it's essential to be dressed appropriately to avoid being turned away. Take a pub crawl. Pub crawls are an excellent way to explore different bars and clubs in the city, and they're a great way to meet new people. Many tour companies offer pub crawls in various languages, and they provide a fun and safe way to experience the nightlife. Be prepared to spend some money, as many bars and clubs in Florence have a cover charge. Also, keep in mind that some places may require table or bottle service to be able to enter, so be prepared for that. This concludes our video on Florence. We hope you found the information provided helpful as you plan your trip. Keep an open mind, have fun, and make the most of your time in this beautiful city. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. We hope you have enjoyed our travel tips and recommendations. Remember to subscribe to our channel for even more inspiration and ideas for your next trip. Join us as we fulfill our travel dreams and check off those bucket list items. We look forward to our next adventure and hope you'll come along for the ride.